Okay, this is my link tree, and this will help show you the basics, and then I can show you a couple examples of all the different social media platforms that I've got. For example, the first part is you want to donate. That's cool. I've got a book that I'm selling on Amazon. You can kind of see how that keeps flickering there, right? A little bit of link tree. And then I've got a cafe press site, you guys. And this is what we can use for the kids, okay? If we can come together and they have their own logos, okay? All they need is a logo, and then they can put that logo on any type of merchandise. And that one can generate revenue, okay? And I'm going to click on it here and see if it works here real quick so you can kind of see what it is. What's this? For example, this is Earth Day. And like the name Swampy, can y'all see that? It's on a hat. And then I've got this is Earth Day if people want to celebrate Earth Day. And then I've got the tools, folks, using Adobe. I've got the entire software to do all this myself. So if we wanted to put a name, like say celebrate Earth Day here, we'll put a name. I can do that using Illustrator, okay? You can see there's mugs, there's all different types of things for the kids. I'm just sharing that with you. So if we have a platform, again, that's a nice medium. They're based, by the way, out of Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing is, real quick, I'll be showing you examples of this. Let me know if this is applicable or not. I did want to show you first off my Swampy show, okay? And this is separate. I have a costume. And what I'd like for you is like kids build their own Swampy costumes as well. So let's see if we can get this to work. Here we go. Can y'all see that?
There.
How y'all doing today? I came up with the idea for Swampy through my experience in wetlands. I was running around track, believe it or not, one time when I was working out, and I was thinking about.
Now, folks, this is an actual Swampy show, okay? And I just wanted to show you, this is me in costume.
I mean, three components of wetlands for soil.
And it's basically where I have Swampy, the living wetland, and he becomes alive.
For some reason, I thought, well, there's S.
So that one did done there.
For water, and then P. I thought SWP. And I thought it'd be a nice idea if I could create
One
a costume.
moment. And I could have explained that with the acronym, Swampy the Living Wet, but it is an acronym where we teach kids the basics about soils, waters, animals, plants, and we engage kids and let them dive down deep into each of the different aspects of it, K through 6. And then after that, 7 through 12, if they are enjoyed about soils, later on, they may want to look at being a geologist, getting involved with the geology. And then if they love water, they might want to become a hydrologist or an engineer. So we do that by taking each of the platforms. Hang on just a second, my mouth, I'm a little thirsty here. What I would do is I've got two characters, Kent Glade and Swampy Glade, the character. And my main focus would be first to get to know the kids, okay? And then to engage them based upon the topics. And for example, let's talk about waters, okay? And I have different themes. For example, one of my first themes in waters is what goes around comes around. So I pique their curiosity using a hydrologic cycle. Okay, and saying what goes around comes around, and getting this idea of this beautiful thing called a teardrop or a water drop, okay, and it goes over here and it goes up, it's drawn up by Mr. Sun, and it comes down and jumps back down into the water and goes to meet Mr. Fish or Mr. Animal. So it's a living type of a personification, if you will, of traveling with a water drop. So first you're doing that, and then based upon the age as they move forward, just showing them where water travels, okay, and where water gets stopped. But the main thing is these are different kinds of themes, Frank, water needs a home. It has to have a home. And by saying that, you know, when water comes down and it floods and whatever, we need to have safe places for it to land. And that's the reason we need natural areas or nature-based solutions for water to go to, rather than getting stuck on hard surfaces like asphalt and concrete. So the main thing is, okay, here's a water drop. It's visiting some animals. Oh, but now it gets stuck and it's away from its other friends. Okay, it wants to get back to those. So this is how we start the idea of water security, water management. Okay, and how can we do that best, kids? Oh, we've got to do this. You know, then let's do this up front. Let's plan ahead before we have a major event. Okay, and let's create a wetland. Okay, a constructed wetland. Let's build this neat little, I'll use the word kingdom or ecosystem, and we'll put plants in it, and we'll put soils and medium, and then we'll flow it through here. And then we will be different cells. And by the time Mr. Water or Miss Water, whatever gets through there, it's good and clean, you know. And just from the basics, teaching of that. Plus, I've got characters that I use in order to do that. I do something called hand play, and I also have puppets. So that's one thing, using water, piquing their curiosity, making the water become alive, and then seeing where the water is, and then it wants to be with its friends, okay? And then how it acts. Is it helping us? Okay, how's it feeling? How is that water feeling? And this, in the most elementary stages, okay, as we move forward, then we show them more advanced levels. That's when we start moving pre-stream, okay, and we start talking about, okay, the science, the technology, you know. Oh, we're gonna do what? We're gonna build a dam and have all our water friends here, okay, or we're gonna have a diversion ditch or whatever. And each little areas we have then goes, oh, in order to do that, then we need to build something, and that's teaching them about the basics of engineering. Okay, in order for do this, it needs to move at this rate at this certain period of time, and then we start bringing in what? Mathematics, right? And then we take measurement, right? We're going to measure this water drop over this length during this amount of time. Okay, then gradually we see something become alive, and then we can measure it, and then we can see its other water friends down here. They want to go there, but if there's too many of them go at one time, then they all get backed up. Okay, because that's really, when you look at it, whether we're talking about hydrology, you know, if the soils don't have a place to filter through, then it's got to go up, and then it's got to go somewhere, you know. And but the main thing is teaching them that using my little characters. I've got I play what's called, this is going to be a little interest, I showed Mary, I call it hand play. And this way kids can actually use their hands to do the same thing that I'm doing. Okay, y'all can see, let's see if I got this. Yeah, like this over here, this is my little brother, okay? And this is big brother, okay? This is a little bit of Robin Williams here, okay? So this little guy, he's like a little guy, he goes, hey, big brother, what are we learning about today? I think we're gonna learn about water, little brother. And we're going to watch and see how water moves about. And it's got friends, and it goes different places. Oh, really? What kind of friends are we going to see today? Well, we're going to see if it's going to go on land. Maybe it's going to go at your school. Okay. And then it's going to visit animals, you know, little things like this. Oh, I can't wait. Using hand. And the kids, okay, believe it or not, they will start wanting to do this. Okay. One of them using the big brother or the big sister, and then the little guy using a high-pitched voice. So, and I've really had this with kids, and kids really start to do it. But that way you're having interplay with a teacher and a kid like this. So this is what I also do with kids. And then sometimes I'll put like eyeballs on each of them, you know, and but you know, they could get like this with the big brother. And then you can have a little brother over here. So I do a little bit as far as kids play. So that's something that I do as well. And the main thing is making water come alive and like what it does. And then later on, I'll bring in Swampy. And Swampy has friends called the Hydric Heroes. Okay. And you too could be a Hydric hero. Okay. You could, if you do this and if you do this, and if you go and talk to your parents about this, this, and this, you'll get so many points. And if you get so many points, then you'll be a swamp, what I call a swampster. Okay. Or a swampette, however I'm going to do this. Okay. And then they build that, and then the parents know about it. And then we get involved with academia, and then we get involved with businesses. And then kids relate to businesses. Then they become interested in jobs. Okay. I've got, for example, Toyota Motor Manufacturing is here in Central Kentucky. Okay. I've been talking to them about that. And what's being sustainable, as far as they've only, for example, today I was watching on Southern California, they've got into a crisis stage. So much so that they have over 6 million people. Okay. They're in a water crisis, and they have they're going to have to conserve 30% more. And their water levels are already low, and it has to last them all the way up down through June. So they're in a crisis right now. They're getting ready to put meters on the flows where people can only take so much based upon how much they will be allocated that. So that's just one example in our country, okay, where it's water crisis time. And I know, folks, Mary, I sent you something, by the way, about India. I saw an article yesterday about India and how India is one of the hottest places. The 10 most hottest towns in the country involved India, and they're up to 10 to 15 degrees. Okay. And they're going to have a longer way to go until the monsoons come, right? So how does that play into the need for people to keep cool? I mean, they're taking water and they're trying to cool the animals in a zoo. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you all as well, that I saw, and I forwarded it to you. So that's what I'm talking about, doing it at an elementary level. The main thing also, it's not really about me, but getting the kids' curiosity. Okay. Kids love creeks. Okay. We put them in school desks and we want to tell them all this traditional stuff. They love to express themselves. For example, when I do a Swampy event, kids draw pictures of Swampy. Okay. And, like clean up the earth, they'll have a picture of me in my Swampy costume, and they'll have some guy, I need to pick up the pollution and put it in the trash. But kids actually draw pictures, they send it to me, and then I put it on my website. Okay. So we use art, we use mathematics, we use technology, and a multi-tiered approach is what I'm talking about. Kids are simply amazing. And there's no better feelings, folks, when we can empower someone else, right?
Yeah.
And they will simply blow you out of the water. So I'm not going to spend all my time talking about this, that, or the other, okay? When it really is about our kids and our future generations, and we can lead them based upon our experience. I wanted to show you guys, and the first thing I would do with you guys is I want to get connections in India and put it on my link tree. Okay. For example, the North American, let me just click this right here. The NAAEE, North American Association for Environmental Education, they are the premier focus organization on environmental education here in the United States. And this is their website. I've gone and done video conferences. I've videoed several of their events. Okay. But yeah, just talking to them as far as what they're doing, right? And moving forward on that. So that's another good example, okay, of an organization. Are y'all still there?
Great. Yeah.
Got it.
Here we go. I've got an iMac. I'm not sure if you guys, but the other thing was, Mary, we talked about Harry as well. Harry is as social media.
Got
okay.
It. Yeah.
I mean, and we don't really, the funding that will come into itself. Okay. It will rise up. Okay. Because each of us are, and there are simple folks, even in India. Okay. who are so well advanced, okay, with websites. I mean, I'm fairly good with WordPress, right? But there are so many state-of-the-art things that are out there, obviously, with Elon Musk, okay? Just see how much technology. I mean, that's daunting, okay,
Yeah.
as far as what the potentials are for there.
Right.